Hello everyone, and thanks very much for all the support with all of my videos. I'm very grateful, and thanks to everybody who supports me in my campaign to get elected as independent for Dublin Bay South in the upcoming general election on Friday, November the 29th. Vote Peter Dooley number 1. And everybody who supported me through GoFundMe also. I'm very, very grateful and thankful to each and every one of you that kindly supported my campaign. Today I want to speak about Fine Gael's manifesto and the differences, the so-called differences with Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil. Essentially one and the same party. They should just stop the bravado, stop the fake rows, stop the bluster. They're the same party. Michael O'Leary spoke to that a number of weeks ago when he was given Peter Burke's candidate launch in Westmeath to state that everybody should transfer from Fine Gael to Fianna Fáil, and it's happened in recent local elections, for instance, where so many candidates have supported each other, and this is the way they want to keep the status quo intact in Ireland. That'll keep the neoliberal policies, that'll serve the interests of the super rich, the wealthy and the big corporations at the expense of ordinary people, with a myriad of crises we face in Irish society, economic and social crises, from housing, health, across to immigration and education, and many more crises, all perpetuated by these political decisions that benefit their very wealthy friends here in Ireland and internationally. And over the last week there's been all these fake rows taking place, and of course yesterday Simon Harris ran 100 metres in about 3 seconds to jump across to meet Micheál Martin in Killorglin in County Kerry. And of course he was doing the usual nonsense, dancing at the crossroads. Micheál Martin during the week was seen on a bull, and it's just laughable to think they're a different party. They should just cut the bluster and come together, and this is really what Irish society should face, and we should build a real alternative against what's going on with those globalist corporate parties. And as I said, they've been in coalition for the last 4 years, and before that the so-called confidence and supply agreement that propped up Fine Gael from 2016 on to 2020. Now in the last number of weeks there's been all these fake rows about cutting tax rates, cutting the VAT, increasing pensions, stopping the means test on carers, and all this type of nonsense that they could have announced in the budget, but of course they didn't, because who will fall for it? They're trying to buy off people in the next period of time. But of course more and more people I'm meeting on the doorsteps are completely aware of this nonsense and aren't going to fall for it. And it is very important as well, because today Fine Gael mentioned their manifesto and made a big announcement in County Tipperary at their fantastic manifesto that's going to provide the change we don't need in our society, the change, more of the same status quo, and to keep enhancing the coffers and the profits of the super rich. They stated that they will ensure the average worker will not pay the higher rate of tax. Well, ensure is a great word. When will that happen? Never, under Fine Gael's watch. And they will continue to reduce the USC. Well, they said they would end the USC a number of years ago. I think everybody remembers that, but of course no. We need to forget about that, because this isn't part of the narrative that they're pushing now with their propaganda, with their election campaign. And also they said they want to increase the threshold for capital acquisitions. Tax again. Who benefits from there? The very wealthy. Surprise, surprise. And obviously invest in capital programs. Who's going to benefit? The very wealthy. Today a report came out to state that so many housing developers aren't happy because they don't have the infrastructure. Now, they didn't worry about the infrastructure when ordinary people were suffering in our society, but of course it's only when the big interests and the big powerful private equity firms come calling, Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil start acting. They also spoke to disability. Now this is a huge issue in our society. Without the basic rights of equality in terms of people with waiting for special needs assessment for years and years, and huge issues across the spectrum in terms of the lack of care for people with disabilities in our society, who are really second-class citizens. They said they will be looking for 300 new special school places and 400 new special classrooms. Now, isn't this interesting? They're looking for extra places for 400 classes, so it doesn't really match up. This is the party that claim they're fiscally prudent and are talking this type of nonsense. And they also said they want to double the speech and language training places as well, NSNAs. we'll wait and see how that develops over the next period of time. Of course, Simon Harris always proclaims he's a fantastic advocate for people with autism, but of course he's in power, he can do something about it, and he hasn't, and he's going to come out with this more of this nonsense to claim they're caring about people with disabilities. Housing was another case they brought forward as well today. They say they will have 9,000 affordable purchase homes by 2030. Affordable purchase homes. I'm in Ringsend today, down the road in the Irish Glass Bottle site. The affordable houses are €450,000 plus. So this is the affordable they're talking about. Absolutely, completely unaffordable. And it's also important, he said he would have 12,000 new social homes each year by 2030, public homes. This is just more nonsense again. Again, it's going to be with approved housing bodies. It's not going to even reach their targets. And even this year, they're not going to even hit their so-called minuscule targets of 40,000 homes for this year. The vast majority, of course, I might add, are in the private market, completely unaffordable, built to rents, and more of the same rip-off nonsense. And of course, more of the same with the Help to Buy scheme. They're looking at increasing the Help to Buy grants up to €40,000, which again inflates house prices. So what's not to love if you're Fine Gael supporter with this manifesto? And also they want to deliver 2,500 student beds every year. This is already, we have a huge student housing crisis. Of course, around the city you've seen it. And even in this area, you've seen student accommodation being owned by private equity firms, surprise, surprise, and charging an arm and a leg to live in those accommodation. And only looking for rich international students, not students from our community in Dublin Bay South or any working class community around Ireland. And it also is very important, he spoke about justice and said he wants 6,000 new Gardaí over the next 5 years. This is when more Gardaí are leaving the police force, and also at the same time 95% of them don't have confidence in the Garda Commissioner. This is more of the same nonsense. There we have the old Viking splash tour going past, singing a few good Dublin songs, and also we keep supporting them. And also it's very important as well, he wants a rollout of body cameras now and facial recognition technology. Again, civil liberties, anybody? Civil liberties, but Fine Gael don't care about that because they're pushing through on this hate speech bill also as well. And he also said that he will look for a prison in Thornton Hall. Hang on, Simon, I think the immigration accommodation is being provided at Thornton Hall, and that's the new big plan that Roderick O'Gorman has. So maybe you should talk to your Minister for Disintegration around your plan for a prison at Thornton Hall, Simon Harris. But of course Harris is more interested dancing at the crossroads in Clorglan and looking like an absolute fool rather than serving the interests of the people that he should represent. And coincidentally and very importantly, I'm at a ex-home of where James Connolly lived, a fantastic Irish revolutionary who was executed in 1916 on the 12th of May. He lived in a house here in South Lots Road. And I would echo the calls by James Connolly, who said Irish people will only be free when we own everything from the plough to the stars. And that's important to know more than ever because of the policies of the corrupt political establishment to serve the super rich, the wealthy, the big corporations at the expense of ordinary people. And it's very important to know people in our history who stood up and struggled for our independence, struggled for our freedom, struggled for our basic rights. And many of our families over the years struggled for those rights too as well. And it's ordinary working class people that won their rights. So it's important we take power back to our communities, and that starts this Friday, November the 29th. Vote Peter Dooley number one in Dublin Bay South constituency. So again, thanks for all the support with my videos. Please press subscribe to my YouTube channel, and please share my videos and share my message to anybody you know in around the Dublin Bay South constituency, which includes fantastic communities like Ringsend, across the Irish town, across the southeast, the whole of southeast inner city, out towards Harold's Cross, Rathmines, Terranure, Rackar, Milltown, Donnybrook. And thanks very much again, as I said, for all the support, my videos. I'm very humbled, and everybody who's kindly continues to support me through my campaign. And I'll see you all soon. Slán. Take care. Bye bye.